Hello and welcome to our channel. Too much discussion is going on about MMA versus traditional martial arts. It is clear that some of the traditional martial arts have been effective, yet recently an increasing number of people have claimed most of the traditional martial arts are not as practical as some assume. These people might have a point, but we wanted to examine this and discuss it. There is a gray area here, and we wanted to fill in the gaps that some people refuse to do for you. In this video, I want to discuss why most traditional martial arts don't work in real life. First, they don't teach how to de-escalate a situation. Bruce Lee once said the following in the movie Enter the Dragon. "You can call it the art of fighting without fighting." Lee's quote here reminds us that the best thing one can do is walk away from physical battle if possible. If you realize that things are getting heated enough to cause violence, you must know how to defuse the heated situation first. Physical violence should always be the last line of defense if possible. But many traditional martial arts don't consider this approach the number one option before getting into a physical battle. Many traditional martial arts emphasize teaching you how to fight first rather than defusing the situation. Second, they don't teach you to recognize pre-assault indicators. There is a pre-assault phase before the situation escalates to a physical fight. Coping with an opponent or learning how to defuse or deter an opponent is essential to fighting. Reading the intent as well as understanding or perfectly knowing the environment can all be critical. People must learn body language to know when and how someone might attack them. For example, if the assailant is clinching a fist, that's a good sign that they are ready to attack you, and you must be able to spot these pre-assault indicators so that you can make a counter move much quicker. However, most traditional martial arts focus too much on reactive moves while the assailant attacks you. Action is always faster than reaction, so anticipating what is about to happen helps the defenders make a sound judgment. Third, unrealistic training. Fancy and flashy training moves are one of the worst offenses we've seen from martial arts instructors. It's a massive problem among those who share their stuff on YouTube. They'll set up flashy, impressive-looking demonstrations. These videos are always well rehearsed, and everything looks good. Yet if you try to apply some of these methods in real life, you're more likely to get hurt. A lot of the time, the biggest issue avoided is the difference between height and weight and the fundamental physics involved and how that helps a lot in fights. There is a reason people, martial arts or fighting overall, have weight classes. Why is that avoided here? On top of this, they might teach small stuff that is situational and will only work in those times. Therefore, it cannot help you when your enemy attacks you in a completely different way. Fourth, most traditional martial arts have not evolved. When you learn a specific martial art, you're learning it from someone who usually spent years learning and applying those techniques. They learned it from another person who did the same thing. Mainly because martial arts instructors teach in a silo where you learn one specific way of doing things, and these seem to work when applied to other people who know the same stuff. If they fight someone who differs from this, they very well could see a bad result. Yet when you fight outside of this bubble, things can go wrong because your art might not translate well outside your martial art. The entire idea behind mixed martial arts MMA is to prove this concept. That one martial art is not always 100% effective against every person you'll face off. Most of the time, you must know your world and others. Then learn how to modify and evolve on the fly. When something goes south, you must know when to bail and when to keep going. Many martial arts do not teach this, even in specialized self-defense courses. So, are traditional martial arts effective in street fighting? The answer to this is both yes and no. If you are an experienced martial artist, there is a solid chance that your martial art could be effective if it came down to just hand-to-hand combat. If the opponent has a gun or knife, then your chances of coming out alive drop drastically, even if you're some 9th Dan black belt. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It motivates us to make more content like this. Thank you and goodbye.